Hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. My name is Ellie and we have chilled out chats about anything and everything. Today we're going to read through some Am I the A-hole Reddit posts, because I've seen a couple of these videos and I really find them quite funny. So let's just get into it. I'm going to choose some random stories and we're going to go with it and see if they're any good. Okay, here we go. We all love a vegan story. So this is what we're going to start with. Am I the asshole for telling my vegan friend I don't want to come over for Thanksgiving dinner? I, 54 female, have a friend, 55 female, who went vegan 10 years ago. We've been friends 20 years or more. We have a large group of friends, 15 to 20, and there are a few of us that switch off cooking dinner on Thanksgiving for whoever is in town. Since Anne went vegan, we've always accommodated her dietary restrictions with at the very least some tofurkey, one side dish and one dessert being strictly vegan. This year, Anne jumped in early and for the first time ever said she wanted to cook Thanksgiving this year. Not a problem. Are we sure? Are we sure there's not a problem? I feel like there might be a problem. Until she informed us in the group chat dinner, it will be 100% vegan. Personally, I would not mind that because I do love eating veggie/vegan food. Like, if there is an option for that, I will go for it if I fancy it. We obviously don't celebrate Thanksgiving over here, but I would never say no to a Thanksgiving meal or a Christmas meal even. If someone was vegan, I would just go. It's more about spending time with your friends and family, you know? Some of us offered to bring more omnivore offerings, including a turkey, and she insisted we eat vegan while at her house. This is an interesting one. I feel like it might be rude offering to bring meat to a vegan's house when they're hosting, because if someone's hosting, no matter whether they eat meat or not, you go to their house, you maybe bring some drinks or snacks, but you wouldn't just outright say, oh, I'm bringing the main dish of the dinner. I think that's a bit weird. And to be honest, I think it's a bit sad that you have to depend on meat that much that you would have to bring one. She declared that vegan food tastes exactly the same as omnivore food. It does not. I've been to our house and choked down bean burgers and chocolate cake and probably a dozen other meals, each of which she insisted tasted just like the real thing. She even tried to fool me once with a Beyond Burger, insisting it was a regular hamburger. I've only found a limited number of vegan dishes I enjoy, and none of them have ever been made by her. Wow, she is going full out in this. I feel like there's some pent-up aggression in here. I feel like this has been going on for a long time. After thinking it over and discussing it with my husband, we decided to privately tell her that we were bowing out of dinner on Thanksgiving this year.
I got a bad feeling about this.
I told her I wanted turkey, mashed potatoes, pumpkin pie that were made with traditional ingredients. I could have lied and said we had plans to travel to see family, but I don't want to lie. Anne has become angrier and angrier with me since I told her this about a week ago. Then she went and complained to some of the women in our group about me refusing to attend because she's cooking. This is the problem when you have a big group of friends involved and it automatically just ends up with like Chinese whispers, people talking about other people behind their back, and it's just not a good situation to be in. I can see this from both sides as well. Like, if I was the one hosting, I'd feel quite upset if someone were like, oh yeah, I want this, this and this. Like, they just won't budge for 1 year. I'm kind of on the vegan side. I don't know, let's continue. So then she went and complained to some of the women in our group about me refusing to attend just because she's cooking. Which is sort of true, but it still made me angry. So I ended up explaining to the other ladies that we all very considerately make vegan dishes just for her at every party and get together any of us throw. And it's really unreasonable for her to insist that I strictly adhere to her dietary choices when I have never demanded the same from her. Okay, I understand that. I completely get that. I guess if they're all making the effort to give her vegan options every time they throw a party, then I guess she should not cook meat, but allow people to bring meat with them if they wanted to. So that blew up because all the ladies have now jumped to my way of thinking and decided that they will have Thanksgiving at one of their houses instead. Oh my gosh. We will not be attending their Thanksgiving either. My husband said we probably should have lied about going out of town, or at the very least, I should have not explained my reasoning to the other ladies. I've decided to stay out of it from here on out, but somehow Anna blames me for the whole debacle. Am I the asshole for declining to attend a vegan Thanksgiving? Okay, so at the very start I was on the vegan side because I could kind of see how it may be construed as rude for someone to be like, well, I'm bringing this because I don't want to eat your food. But she has made a very good point there that her and all of her friends make the effort to cook for the vegan friend. I would say no, she's not the asshole for wanting to bring her own food. And it's not like she's outright just said, oh yeah, I'm not trying any vegan food. She's been around her friend's house and she's made it very clear she doesn't like the food that her friend makes. I don't think she's the asshole for that. Oh, I like that one. That was a really good seasonal one to start with, even though we don't celebrate it over here, but hey ho. Oh, this one sounds eventful. Am I the asshole for refusing to go to all family gatherings starting from today? I, 18 female, am the youngest in my close family circle so far. Now, my family always holds gatherings to my grandma's house once or twice a year, depending on the circumstances. Obviously, I attended every single one except when I was feeling sick. My cousins and older sister would always play board games or talk about various topics. However, I would always be purposely excluded from everything. Whenever I asked to play, they would come up with the excuse, we've already started, you can play in the next round. When the next round would come, my cousins would just get up and leave me alone with the game. Something similar went with the conversations. I would often sit in a corner, or when I was allowed, I would get my mother's phone and play or watch something. As you can imagine, the gatherings were boring experiences. I'll say. The only good thing about them was the food. Grandma's food never disappointed. I feel like that is a universal truth. Grandmas just cook insanely good food. Anyway, that ruined my relationship with my cousins and aunts and uncles, but what gave the final blow was at my 8th birthday. I had my first party. I didn't have many friends, so I invited my cousins. To no one's surprise, I was once again ignored by everyone. It got so bad to the point that I had to lock myself in my parents' bedroom. That is so sad. Her cousins just sound like pure bullies. I don't know if they're older than her, but they just sound like they're testing her, or like she's like the runt of the family and no one likes her. In present time, I was asked by my mother to attend the family gathering this year. I refused, telling her that I never had a good relationship with my cousins and I do not wish to be ignored again, in capitals. She was a bit bitter, but she didn't pressure me. When she returned home a few hours ago, she started yelling at me and how I'm selfish for refusing to attend the gathering. She said that she covered my in her words, by telling everyone that I was sick. She also went as far as to say that I disappointed my grandma and I don't care about her. Wow. That's not true, I adore her, but I physically and mentally can't stand my cousins anymore. It's been bugging me, so am I the asshole? You are not the asshole. That is completely, something needs to be said to your cousins, either by your mum or by an uncle or aunt, because surely someone has witnessed that behaviour. So surely, I don't know, adults are always like wrapped up in their own conversations at family gatherings, but surely someone must have seen these conversations or lack of conversations going on between her and the cousins, because it's just pure bullying and I feel really, really bad for her. And your cousins aren't going to go very far in life if they're acting like that, so just think about that. Okay, the next one. Am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend she needs to start driving herself to places? So me, 24 male, and my girlfriend, 26 female, have been together a year and a half now. She's from Thailand. She drove an automatic car there, learned in a manual though, so has a manual license here. I don't know where this is. I don't know whether this is like America or maybe we'll find out. But the fact is she knows how to drive a manual car. She doesn't own a car here. We only have my car and I've told her she can use it whenever, but she won't. However, I've managed to start getting her to drive herself to work. It's only 4 minutes from our home. We live in a city. Mate, 4 minutes down the road. Ugh, you could walk that as well. It'll take you like 25, 30 minutes. However, anywhere further than that, she won't do it. She says it's too far to drive herself. I've been to Thailand and the driving situation where she is from is far scarier, obviously in my opinion, than here. However, we have my mother here at the moment visiting and she's told me that I need to get my girlfriend to start driving herself to places when I'm not needed. Hair appointment, dentist, work, etc, etc. Because in our relationship we need to start as we mean to go on, which I think is fair. Yes, I completely agree. So my girlfriend has a dentist appointment tonight, which is a 25-minute drive from our apartment. She could have picked a dentist closer, but this one was recommended to her by her boss. I have been at work today. She went to uni this morning for a few hours, then has been at her mate's since early afternoon. So I told her that she needs to drive herself and that I'm sorry, but I don't want to be running around after her our whole lives when she's more than capable of driving. She is now mad at me. Am I the asshole? No, I feel like all of these stories I'm saying no to, but you're not the asshole here. And as someone who does drive myself, I find it odd, especially if you have a license and you can drive a manual car. I don't understand why she wouldn't drive. I think it might be like a confidence thing, or she might just think that, and it's a very sexist thought, but some people think that the guy should drive places rather than the girl, and it's just not right. If I had a dentist appointment that was 20 minutes away, I would not expect Sam to drive me to it. I would drive myself to the dentist and then come back, and then he would be able to do whatever he wanted to do in his free time. I think it's interesting that some people assume that their partners are going to drive them places, and it's kind of selfish. I mean, it's actually very selfish, especially if you can drive. I'm getting through these quite quickly, so I'm going to do one more, and I'm trying to find a really interesting one. Am I the asshole if I called my husband disgusting for making fun of my appearance? This should be good. Hi everyone, I'm honestly feeling pretty hurt and unsure if I'm overreacting, so I thought I'd ask here. My husband has a habit of making comments about my appearance that feel hurtful. It started with little things like touching my forehead and pretending to measure it. You shouldn't be doing that. Saying I have the biggest forehead he's ever seen. I've seen him make fun of other people for this before, calling a girl the ugliest of them all because of her forehead. So it really stings when he says that to me. It sounds like he's quite insecure if he's going around judging people by their appearance, but we'll get into that. There have been other comments too. When I had a pimple, he looked at me disgustedly and asked when it was finally going away, because I've had it for a long time. This is getting worse and worse. Another time, as I walked away, he made a comment about how flat my butt was. Mate, leave this fool. He sounds like a 10-year-old boy who's like seeing a girl for the first time. He's like, oh, well, you're disgusting. Yesterday was the last straw for me. I was telling him about some issues I've been having with my period, spotting outside my normal cycle, and he picked up my feet and once we finished talking, said they looked like hooves. When I got upset, he brushed it off, saying I was only mad because I was on my period. Oh my God. Oh, leave him. Oh my gosh. He is a right asshole. I've told him repeatedly that these comments make me feel insecure and hurt, and I've asked him to stop, but he keeps doing it. Am I the asshole for being angry about this, or am I overreacting? Honey, it's not even like it was just one comment, it was just over and over again, something else that he's pointing out each time. Honestly, what I've learned is, yes, me and Sam will make silly comments here and there about each other's appearance, but it is just that. It is a silly comment and it doesn't mean anything. Like if I get a really bad spot, yeah, Sam's gonna point that out, but he'll do it in a way that's playful and like, oh, look at that bad boy kind of thing. But not, well, you've had it for a while now. Like, that is horrendous behaviour from someone that supposedly loves you and is in a relationship with you and is meant to care about your feelings. No, I'm sorry, but you have to dump his or he just needs to grow up and become a man, because that is not how a man should be behaving. Do comment down below what you thought of these. I would love to know. But I hope you like this different kind of video, and if you want to see more like this, of course I will do more like this, and I did really enjoy it. I love reading these kind of like drama stories. But until next time guys, take care.